everybody. Court Cousins here. Kyle, joined as always by my co-host, my cousin Jason. We are recapping the Orlando Magic falling to the the Brooklyn Nets.
They were much better when New Jersey.
109 to 102. But we did have enough enthusiasm to get on here and do a recap. I did not have that same energy the last couple games.
No player did either.
No, and it was clear. It was good to see a rebound effort, shall we call it.
Yes.
Even shorthanded. You said how many players did we have out, Pish? 8?
8. Well, yeah, I think I counted 8 out. But either way, 9 players in uniform.
They all touched the floor.
They had to.
All right, so I'll run this down, Pish, and as always, you'll just stop me whenever you want to say something. So the tail of the tape, it was pretty even. I mean, we shot better from beyond the arc than they did, 41% to their 32%. Field goal percentage, they were 54%. That's in large part thanks to Kevin Durant, who I'm sure we'll talk about in just a moment. They did beat us on the boards, 42 to 35. Assists were pretty much even. Turnovers were dead even at 18. Fast break points, we beat them on that, 11 points.
I'm not sure what you're looking at. I see 18 turnovers for us, 16 for them.
Oh, this is on ESPN. Yeah.
They barely know sports. Yeah, I mean, some of these stats are looking the same. I think the real key in this game is that, there's no way we should compete in this game, so of course we did.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, the games against the Sixers, especially when they're so depleted, you're thinking, all right,
we could get a win.
Yeah, or at least show some of the heart that I saw today.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just that those are the ones that bum me out the most. This loss doesn't really bum me out at all. I feel like they played about as well as this squad probably could. I think they weren't really letting Franz play, and him being out with foul trouble a little bit in the second half kind of hurt our attack. But it was pretty balanced, 24 from Bull, 24 from Paulo, 21 from Franz, Gary chipping in 19. That's a solid effort from your starters right there. Caleb Houston got the start, which is okay, screw you, RJ Hampton. But to be fair, RJ Hampton had one of his worst games of the season, 0 for 4 from 3, only 2 points in 20 minutes. I mean, he basically was Chuma Okeke tonight. With not quite as good defense either. But yeah, it was just not. This is not the kind of game. I mean, you were saying you were like, okay, if Fultz isn't playing, we're not getting tickets. We're not going down, because usually if they're in the New York area, we'll go down. But it's you don't want to go watch a depleted squad. Just get throttled by the Nets, and that's what you expected.
Of course. Based on the effort that we've been putting on the floor the last 4 games. We've lost 2 doubleheaders to teams that I thought we could compete with. The Indiana Pacers is a team coming into the season that I thought we're on par with them. That is a good comparison. We should be mixing it up with those guys. And, while the 76ers coming into the season, we expect them to be top in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
They didn't have 4 of their best guys, 5 of their best guys.
Right.
So we expect to be able to compete. And honestly, to get the wins, we were favored in both those games on all the sports books. And wow, were they wrong. Vegas doesn't normally get it wrong that bad. Holy shit, those were bad. But let's talk about tonight. As you said, Pish, it was a balanced scoring attack. I am kicking myself a little bit for not getting into for this one, because the young men, they did give a good effort. I think that Jamal Mosley and us fans can be proud of what we saw on the floor today.
I'm not kicking myself, because I like to save that money. It's Christmas time.
Right.
If you want some gifts, sometimes you got to sit out a game.
It's always expensive to go into New York. Living in the tri-state area, we do not have the month pass for $55 that we see advertised on Fox Bally Sports.
That grinds my gears that you guys could go to 5 games.
No, I don't think they're all that cheap.
$49.
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that's something else. You must be in the nosebleeds for that. But you can't even get into the nosebleeds. I think the cheapest ticket probably tonight was a little bit cheaper, but still, where we want to sit, it's going to be $100, and plus we won't get back till midnight. Anyways, I'm a little bitch, and I like to wake up early. Best Gary Harris game. It's great. He was just still getting acclimated. We saw a lot of good things, but he really brought out the offensive retinue tonight. He was hitting from beyond the arc, 4 of 6, 7 of 12 from the field, taking guys off the dribble. Richard Jefferson liked to joke that he was taking people on his right and he wasn't going to go left. He really didn't, but it doesn't matter. He's crafty, nice cuts, just another really smart player that we're adding to guys like Franz and Paulo, who are already really cerebral guys when we get Wendell back. I love how Gary Harris fits on this team, and that's why episode 33, we talked to Welt God. I had him in my starting 5. Just a little tease there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've always loved Gary on this team. I feel like he's the veteran presence we need. He's the calming force. He can play the defense, but he's also an option on offense. So he's a guy that belongs getting more minutes, either starting or being first man off that bench to keep this team going. Yeah. But unfortunately, we're still missing a lot of pieces. But it's good to see him back and playing well. And mixing in a little bit with some of the guys, but it's still so weird to just be throwing out a mishmash of guys. There were some lineups out there where it's like you could tell they didn't really know, they didn't have any plays.
Yeah,
it was just sort of like
Admiral, right, Caleb,
you screen
RJ.
for me, and we'll see if a guy's open. Like they didn't have any play, and that was allowing guys to kind of just go rogue and get some of their own shots off.
Yeah,
which is varying degrees of success. Luckily, Brooklyn didn't play amazing in the first half.
Yeah. No,
so it kind of like left that
lead.
door open.
Yeah.
But ultimately, this was not a game we should have won or been in at all, but we were a little bit. So like that, I like to see that.
It was a story that we're well familiar with, Pich, a story of third quarters. I mean,
a story of some other guy just going apeshit on us.
Right. I mean, it wasn't Kyrie this time, but we lost the third quarter by 10 points, and there's your difference in the game. After having a lead in the first half there, in the first quarter, I'm sorry. And Kevin Durant going 45 points on us, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, 19 of 24. Richard Jefferson was joking that he was shooting 98% from the field. Clearly some hyperbole there, but not much of an exaggeration. It felt like 98% the way that Kevin Durant was working. We were trying to run double teams at him, trying to get the ball out of his hands. And he's such a smart player that he was finding open guys. To their credit, they were moving the ball. They did give us opportunities. Like you said, it wasn't a great Brooklyn Nets game. In the fourth quarter, we're down by 6. They had multiple turnovers there, and we did not capitalize and bring it any closer. Bol with some heroics at the end with a nice 3, brought it to 4 points? I mean, it was close, but not quite enough. Can we talk about Bol, Pich?
We can, but I just want to point out quickly, since you mentioned some of the Nets and what they did and didn't do, they only shot 14 free throws tonight, which a team with Kyrie and Durant, you would expect that they might get to the line more. They're the kind of team that kind of will try to kill you at the line. But only 4 free throws between Kyrie and Durant. He made them all. But still only 4. And then Joe Harris shot 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He had the most attempts of the night.
It's the only place he made a shot.
But kind of like it just, and he's a scumbag, by the way.
Yeah. Well, can we go into that now?
Go ahead.
I mean, he looks like a guy who's going to be lurking around a playground. I'm calling him Trench Coat Joe. Definitely looks like he's into some public masturbation. You got to watch out for this guy. Yeah.
I love that you took the fact that I called him a scumbag early and you're like, why is he a scumbag? And I gave you like one example and then you were like, down the road we go. Next thing you know, he's Trench Coat Joe.
Trench Coat Joe, baby. Love it. Anyways, the free throws, that shows that we were playing some pretty good defense. I mean, we weren't fouling tonight, which is something. I like the way that we were trying to pressure the ball out of Kevin Durant's hands. He made us pay a couple times, but a couple times it forced some turnovers. So I think overall, Jamal Mosley, I'm very much more pleased with the defensive effort tonight. But it just wasn't enough to get it done. We're just depleted. I'm not talking about guys that aren't playing. I am not. But our bench didn't get it done tonight. A combined 11 points.
He does on episode 33.
I'm forced to. That's why.
For like just a second.
I have to. But yeah, it was the RJ Meh game. Definitely the RJ Meh game.
Yeah.
Don't want to linger too much on that.
Not his fault.
But. No. Let's get it out. Let's get it out. It's time.
All right.
Watch out. Coming down the lane. Shooting threes. Swatting shots. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bol Patrol. Pull that sucker over.
You know, another interesting thing tonight is, and I forget the man's name, but we were watching the Nets broadcast today because we're in the local area. So we didn't get to hear Mr. Steele and Turner, but it was interesting to hear the voices that we did hear. The Nets are lucky enough to have Richard Jefferson, and I can't remember his name, but the play-by-play man is a guy who does a lot of nationally televised games. So this is the good lineup, and it was interesting to hear their take on our lineup because they were obviously talking about how depleted we were, but they were talking about how impressed they were with Paulo, but they were super impressed with Bull. Like if any guy was going to get on the Bull Patrol,
Richard Jefferson.
They were about this.
He's on the train.
They were all about it.
Get on, Richard. Get on.
It was. Normally, I wouldn't want to not listen to our guys, but since we had to listen to the other guys, I'm glad it was these guys, and it was nice that they weren't super homers about it like some people are or anything like that. So, if you're looking for an alternate broadcast, I suggest them.
Yeah. It was great. I mean, I love this game. I want to touch on Cole Anthony's outfit as well. I want to touch on Cole's outfit.
I was getting uncomfortable when they showed him.
No, I mean, when you're a stylish guy like Cole, you're going to take some risks and you're going to shoot some blanks. And I think he got a little excited about the Brooklyn motif. He looked like he had just come from a farmer's market, maybe from some type of organic commune.
Oh, yeah.
His name, maybe Sage.
Yeah.
Of some sort, you know. You mentioned he should have like a satchel, like a hemp satchel.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
No, I was thinking one of those canvas bags.
Yeah. On a single speed
that's
bike.
Been, like sewed together.
Yeah.
Little patchwork.
Yeah.
It was a weird look. He definitely looked like a Subaru driving.
Lesbian.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hey, we love Cole. He's one of our faves, but we got to give it to him when he's earning it.
I mean, I wish I had that kind of scope in my game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
No, no.
I can't just be something I'm not.
Oh,
just by changing my wardrobe, and he just fucking nailed it. Like he would blend in anywhere.
Yeah, no, he was just walking around the stadium. They're like, oh yeah, there's Sage. I think I'm almost out of my sticky notes, Pete. I got 4 here. My last one here, I said, I guess if we lost the game anywhere besides Kevin Durant, it was at the free throw line and on the boards, which is really surprising because, well, it's not surprising thinking of how depleted we are, but considering that should be a strength of our team, getting to the line and dominating the boards, winning the paint, that is an area where we are supposed to dominate, and we're not right now. Paulo's looking more comfortable. That helped our paint points, and he got to the line, but our free throw percentage was 59% tonight, thanks in large part to Paulo's efforts.
Yeah, 5 of 10.
I mean, yeah, that's the difference in the game right there. If we convert some more of those free throws, then we're having a different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we made them work tonight to get this win, but we didn't put up 30 points in any one of the quarters tonight. And in these kind of games, you've got, like I said to you, we were up early, but we were only up at about 10. I was like, we got to be up by like 15 or 20 because they're going to go on a run in the first half, and then they're going to go in another run in the second half. So we need to prep for that attack, and just we couldn't sustain.
Yeah.
It's not surprising, but it is what it is.
Yeah, the Nets need a win. They just got to 500 tonight, and we were the unfortunate one standing in their way. Hopefully some reinforcements are just over the hill, but until then, these guys on the court got to continue with this effort and try to get some wins with what we got.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. And all you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is stay tuned. Look out for episode 33 dropping tomorrow.
You think that's all they can do?
Well, that's what
you can also like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications.
Yes.